did see it before, but looking at it through White's perspective, as soon as I played that, I'd be looking at that going, no, no, why? Why did I allow that? Protected back rank. That's not a problem anymore because of the... oh my days. And he walks into it. Now he sees the pawn fork, but it's a blunder. Oh, chess can be hard, can't it? Eh? Now he sees the pawn fork as he's drawn himself closer, and he's not, you know, he's got himself sucked into a smaller board. He's got himself, his bishops will be drawing the arrows. It's an optical illusion. He's just got himself sucked in a smaller board, and he's seen this in the middle of it, right in the middle of it. Zoomed right into that one square like it's a golden coin. Whoops. Because hanging that fork over 1800 is just a tired thing. It's a board vision thing. It's not a skill thing, is it? You can, of course, calculate that far. So these sorts of blunders come under fatigue. If the colour chart that I always show is an Armed Forces thing that people teach. So we will bring it up a final time. Right. Colonel Cooper's colour code. And I go on about this all the time, like on every stream, because the Armed Forces taught it to me. You need to identify where you are. When that guy was just doubling up his rooks, you need to identify where he is in this. I reckon he's pretty much in the white. He's just got a game plan in his head. That's how he was able to blunder that pawn fork. And by the time the guy found the pawn fork, he's actually in the black. He's panicked and he's frozen. He's out of the red. He's not taking action. He's not in high alert. Or if he is, he's seeing the wrong things. So players at either end of this spectrum will put themselves in a position. Hey, up 15 seconds. Players who put themselves in a position, and it's usually under pressure, it's under stress, it's under duress. I think it was Kasparov that said if you ask, or Tal, if you ask someone a question 10 times in a row, they're likely going to come up with the wrong answer at least once. Yeah? You need to be asking questions. You need to be pressing. You need to be finding stalemate if you're white here. But you do need to be taking some sort of initiative, be it a gambit or not. You need to be the one asking the questions. If you're asking the questions, your opponent might get the wrong answer. This is kind of the whole point. Is this equal? Is this equal? Right, yeah, they're still playing. We're not allowed to see yet. I'm so happy about that feature. Right. So yeah, players were in the white and the black right here, where they've both got fairly low time, and they're both trying to set up an attack on the other one rather than assess a position, which makes perfect sense. We're watching Armed Forces chess. They're both trying to attack each other. Now, are you finding rook takes g5 here? Are you finding b takes c here? Or are you doubling your rooks and blundering? Like, this is difficult, but it does in fact hang the same fork that you want. So if you're looking for it, it's okay. Also, it might introduce some counterplay on your king. Are these scary thoughts? Are they worth calculating? Would you have calculated it 20 minutes earlier? Are you panicking? Are you turning into panicking Skywalker because it's late in the game? You're just trying to double your rooks. You're focused on just the G file. The king's moved off the G file. And now he's sucked into this board where he wants his bishops to be useful, but they're not. Where he sees a pawn fork. Oh, pawn fork. Excitement. Blunder. Excitement. I see it. I finally see it. I'm out the way. Oh dear. Misassess the position. Take fest. Everywhere. I do honestly reckon that was missed, but everyone got away with it. Right, now, that warm fuzzy feeling should be coming back as white, and that dreaded I have nothing feeling should be coming in as black. That feeling of I have literally nothing but stalemate tricks. And that fork would end the game, yeah. Yeah, so black, by this point, was so mentally exhausted that they are in fact in the black, yeah? When you've been in the red for so long, it will mentally drain you as a human being. If you're in the white, you'll get caught out. If you're up a queen and up like 5 pieces, you can hangmate in 2 quite easily. That's being in the white. Being in the yellow is relaxed, prepared, aware. You're in an opening, you're somewhere you know, you've assessed it with a computer, you've been here 1,000 times before, you don't even really have to think, but you're not tuned out. You're still aware of your opening, you've just sat down at the board, life's great. Yeah? These sorts of things will happen to you in the yellow. It's a great place to be. It's where the Royal Marines tell you to try and live. Live in the yellow. Never go into the white if you can help it, unless you're asleep and your oppos are looking after you. Never go into the black because you're unfit and you're not trained to be in the red or the orange. That's how it happens. You'll progress through this chart. And then the easiest colour to go to black from is actually white or red. Yeah? That's when you will become mentally incapable of delivering any sort of tactical thought process at all, and graphs start to look like this between two people. At that point of a fight where they're both trying to hurt each other, not one player in control. Yeah? Okay. So orange. Orange is you identifying genuine threats, stuff that might get possible. You're ready to act, you're wargaming your possible reactions. These are when your brain chemicals will start kicking in, and this is when ultimately your fitness has something to do with it. Because from this stage forward, it's less about your chess, and it's more about whether you're about to survive the incoming attack and maintain your composure while being asked questions, or if you're asking the questions. Can you maintain your composure? Can you keep clearing rooms? Can you keep asking the correct questions? If you're faced with resistance, can you meet it efficiently and dominate it and continue to press forward? That's very tiring. Yeah? It's very tiring on the attacking side. It's very tiring on the defensive side. So when it does start getting to the life-threatening moments and the real questions where both players can see a possible checkmate, you're in the red. Yeah, you're in the red, you're taking action, you're on high alert, you're actively engaged in an emergency response, or you're actively engaged in trying to end someone. If you fail in ending someone, you can go straight into the black or the white to try and recover your brain and recuperate those brain chemicals. Your adrenaline will be dumping. Grandmasters have had heart attacks at a board. I've seen people shaking like dogs doing the business at this very moment. Yeah, when they're trying to get something done or they're trying to survive an attack. Yeah, or they're just terrified of throwing a position. This will happen. So thanks for that. Thank you, Colonel Cooper, for teaching us all about that. Thank you, Stone Monkey and Buffalo Phil, for your game and for the little instructive point we have here. One player came out on top after the Takes Fest, trying to simplify and make everything easier to calculate, regardless of whether it's winning or not. Then we get to here. Everything is winning, just don't blunder. Even if you do, in fact, decide to exchange your queen for this rook at some point, ensure that you have a winning endgame. Make sure it is, in fact, winning. Don't rush that bit. I've rushed that bit and been so embarrassed. It does happen. Yeah? It was only a casual game against a WGM recently, but I was crushing her. I won 4 games out of 20 in the end. It should have been more like 10. But thank you to Grandmaster Valentina Golubenko once again. I thoroughly enjoyed that evening. It was great. So, we're looking for stalemate. Black's looking to promote. This was the main game that was being covered, and I'm going to dart out soon. Alex in Wonderland says, Engine says mate in 8 at some point. So Alex in Wonderland, unlucky, he's assessing his own game. Right. The Armed Forces boys will be doing this now, and I'm going to try and join their Discord and have a quick chat with them before they leave and let them know that I've been covering the games on Twitch. I like this move, by the way. So this is a real good game. If there's 2 games I'm going to carry on and cover on a separate stream tomorrow, it'll be this one, Alex in Wonderland, and it'll be the board 1 game that's yet to be finished, because I do need to dip out. I'm up quite soon to go to work as a postman, living the dream. By the way, Armed Forces characters, the Postal Service could do with some militarising. And if you do ever find yourself needing some decent work, post-injury and Veterans UK nonsense, Royal Mail is amazing. It fits the job, like, ideally. If you like yomping about and carrying a little bit of weight and just pleasing people, if you are in fact a people person as well, you'll enjoy working for Royal Mail. If you're not a people person, if it's just a job to you, don't bother applying. Right, the game is now starting to look like it's in Black's favour here, I think. That active rook and pawn drop was really a little bit too dangerous. Here we're more sort of equal, maybe holdable for a draw. All rook and pawn endgames are a draw. We know this. Not this one.